Have you ever imagined holding something so small yet so powerful that it could change someone's life forever? Something created nearly a century and a half ago, surviving wars, political change, and generations of forgotten history, only to reappear and stun the entire world. That is exactly the story of the South Africa 1879 coin, a coin that has become one of the most talked about treasures in the numismatic community. Most people walk past old coins without a second glance, but every once in a while, one extraordinary coin emerges from the shadows of time, reminding us that true rarity still exists. The South Africa 1879 coin comes from a period filled with historical tension and transition. It was a time when modern South Africa was still shaping itself, and coin production was limited, inconsistent, and often done under challenging conditions. Because of this, only a small number of these coins were ever minted, and even fewer have survived today. Many were lost to years of circulation, damaged through handling, or melted down for their metal. So when a collector or historian comes across one in remarkable condition, it becomes more than just a coin. It becomes a time capsule, one that carries the stories, struggles, and craftsmanship of the people who made it. What makes the 1879 coin so irresistible to collectors is not simply its age. It's the surprisingly sharp detail preserved across its surface. The fine lines, the subtle textures, and the historical imagery remain visible even after more than 140 years. The coin seems untouched by time, protected for generations as if it were waiting to reveal itself at the perfect moment. Coins of this era typically show heavy wear because they were used daily. But this one appears almost untouched, as though it was placed in a drawer or locked away in a chest from the day it was minted, waiting quietly for the world to discover its hidden value. When experts first examined this particular 1879 coin, they immediately knew they were looking at something extraordinary. They described it as one of the most pristine examples ever found, a coin that defied expectations and pushed the boundaries of how rare a rare coin can truly be. It became the subject of intense study, with collectors from around the globe eager to understand how such a coin managed to survive for so long in a state so close to perfection. Historical records could not fully explain why this example remained untouched, leading many to believe it may have been preserved intentionally by someone who recognized its importance even in the year it was made. The excitement reached its peak when the coin was finally placed on the auction block. The atmosphere in the room was electric, with bidders prepared to compete fiercely for a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Coins of this caliber rarely appear, and when they do, they create waves throughout the collecting world. As the bidding began, the price climbed rapidly, each new offer more staggering than the last. Everyone in the room knew they were witnessing history, but no one expected the final number to reach such an unbelievable level. When the auctioneer's hammer finally struck, silence swept the room, followed by astonishment. The South Africa 1879 coin had just sold for an extraordinary $18 million. That number spread across numismatic circles like wildfire. People who had never paid attention to coins suddenly became fascinated by the story. How could something so small command such an overwhelming price? The answer lies in a perfect combination of rarity, history, condition, and the emotional power that unique artifacts carry. The coin is not just metal. It is the last survivor of a moment that shaped a nation, preserved in a form almost identical to how it looked the day it was made. Its value is not only in its scarcity but in the feeling it inspires. The idea that the past still speaks to us through objects that refuse to be forgotten. Collectors often dream of discovering a treasure like this, something that appears ordinary at first glance but holds extraordinary worth. The South Africa 1879 coin reminds us that hidden fortunes still exist in unexpected places. Anyone could stumble upon one in an old family collection, an antique shop, or a forgotten box in the attic. Most people never check old coins carefully, but stories like this show why every piece deserves a closer look. One small detail, one unusual date, or one unexpected mark can turn a simple coin into a priceless artifact. The world may never see another example as perfect as the 1879 coin that sold for $18 million. Its story continues to inspire collectors, historians, and dreamers who believe that incredible discoveries are still waiting to be found. And perhaps that is the real magic of coins like this. They remind us that history is alive, that value isn't always obvious, and that sometimes the smallest objects can carry the greatest stories.